Kempire is brought to you by...
'Tis the season to be jolly, guys. Happy holidays for those that are listening to this new episode. But before you get into the episode, don't forget the Kempire After Dark live experience is returning to Washington, D.C. on Friday, January 24th for a special show. I know a lot will be happening that week, but hopefully we will be the ending to, the most wonderful ending to an interesting week. And don't forget, for Black History Month, the Kempire After Dark live experience will be returning as well for a third show at the Green Room 42 for the Kempire After Dark live experience on Friday, February 21st. Tickets are available for that as well. And special for this show only, there are live stream tickets available as well. More information on both shows will be available in the description notes.
You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network.
Merry Christmas Eve, guys. I promised you that I was going to go live yesterday we'll go live today to talk about some hot topics that we didn't get a chance to talk about yesterday. As you know, yesterday was a very busy, jam-packed day talking about a variety of different things. We had Grace Report and Layla Lynn for our Real Housewives of Potomac recap. Then we were with allegedly Stephanie talking about pop culture legal drama. Okay, and I'm going to have to bring Stephanie back to talk a little bit more about this Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively lawsuit. But we're going to give you the update from the New York Times in regards to their expose. And I want to hear from you guys. Whose side are you on? It seems, and I'm only saying that because it feels as if the internet are on different sides. So I want to hear from you guys. I have my perspective. As you know, I have a HR background, so my perspective is a little bit different. But I want to hear from you guys as well. I want to talk about Wendy Williams. You know, if you follow my shorts, if you follow me on TikTok, then you probably have seen some of these updates. But here I can kind of expand more on some of the short form content that I've talked about on other platforms. I want to talk about that. Young Thug. I do not want to be in Young Thug's house right now with Mariah the Scientist, because why was this man cheating on her? And look, if you know a thing or two, then you know that just because you're incarcerated doesn't mean that these mother fathers aren't cheating. Apparently, jail can't keep him from it. Literally, Christmas Eve morning, I'm seeing the beautiful snowfall here in New York City in the morning. It was like, oh my God, it's snowing on Christmas. And then I open up my phone, and all I see is Young Thug was talking to some other woman. Young Thug was doing this other thing. Young Thug was doing this one. Young Thug was talking about Diddy and the Cassie situation. Nasha says he is in jail cheating. Yes. In jail cheating, Young Thug. Okay? So I want to talk about that. There are a few different topics that I wanted to talk about. But first, guys, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget, you can hear an audio version of our live recaps and special episodes on the Kempire podcast. Make sure you subscribe today. I still have to upload the audio from last night's special after show live that we did, where we broke some of that Bell Collective news. We'll get into that in just a little bit. But as you also know, we always love to start off live shows like this where we cover a variety of topics. We want to start off with some good news, right? Why not? Why can't we start off with some good news before we get into the mess? Okay, before we get into the mess, I want to say congratulations to Mariah Carey. Come on. Congratulations to Mariah Carey. Congratulations to Mariah Carey, because her song, All I Want for Christmas, has broken another record. It's still number one in the country. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Who would have thought that this song, although it was a big hit when it came out, I mean, the album itself is phenomenal. I think people put a lot of weight on All I Want for Christmas, but the album is impeccable. And I even loved her follow-up to it. You remember many years later, she did a All I Want for Christmas, well, not All I Want for Christmas, the Merry Christmas 2 album that she did. That was really, really good too. Well, TMZ reports this. It says, not that Mariah needs any more Queen of Christmas cred, but Billboard is giving it to her anyway. Her mega holiday hit just shattered another record. All I Want for Christmas Is You has been sitting atop the Hot 100 chart for 3 consecutive weeks now, which gives it 17 total weeks at number 1 since it released in 1994. That's 30 years ago. Can you believe that? Damn, we're old. We are old. I just did the math. 1994. Who was born in 1994? 1994. Well, it spent 3 consecutive weeks this holiday season at number 1, making it 17 total weeks at number 1 since its release in 1994. And I'm thinking the majority of those weeks at number 1 was in recent years. Because I don't even know if did it go to number 1 in 1994? I don't even know. Okay. And it now reigns as Mariah's longest running chart topper. So on Monday, Mariah celebrated the achievement by reposting Billboard's Instagram photo featuring the news. She put a caption of the original post, which read, "This is amazing. We will never, ever, ever, ever take this for granted. Merry early Christmas." Look, she deserves it. Mariah doesn't get enough credit as a songwriter or producer, and sometimes not even as a singer. I wouldn't say that she doesn't get the credit as an entertainer, but because look, the facts, the stats don't lie about Mariah's reign. When you had to sell, you had to really, really sell albums and not just streaming. Okay? Shout out to the Grinch that disliked the video. What is wrong with you? Like, why are you here? Do you think by disliking the video, it hurts my video? It doesn't. It helps with the engagement, Grinch. Okay? And luckily for you, I love a Grinch. Okay? I mean, I love the Grinch. I don't love you. All right. Anyway, so congratulations to Mariah Carey. If it stays at number 1 for 2 more weeks, I mean, it could. I mean, we're really in the midst of holidays, and I'm sure if you're right now with your family at Christmas Eve, turn it on. Turn All I Want for Christmas Is On so we can get it to number 1 again, or keep it at number 1. They said if it stays at number 1 for 2 more weeks, which is possible considering the time of year, it would tie for the longest running number 1 ever. The record is currently co-held by Lil Nas X for Old Town Road and Shaboozey, a fellow Taurus, a Bart song Tipsy, both at 19 weeks. Wow. So they said as much as Mariah's hit will be played on radio and streamed by all of you, probably heard it within the last 10 minutes, yes. It certainly is plausible she gets the record. If she doesn't get it, though, there's always next year when All I Want for Christmas is almost certainly it will top the Hot 100 again. All hail the Queen. So I wanted to start off with some good news. Congratulations to Mariah Carey. Yay. I mean, she deserves it. Come on. There's not a lot of people in this industry that work as hard as someone like Mariah Carey or Beyonce. Sidebar, tomorrow, the Beyonce concert in the middle of a football game is happening on Netflix. She released a trailer or like a promotion earlier today. I almost forgot, so I'm glad I don't have any Christmas plans because that is what I will be doing. And I'm sure a lot of you will be doing that, watching it with your family, and some of you will be watching the baseball game. Well, Mariah is supposed to open that football thing. She pre-recorded the performance, so she will open the football game with All I Want for Christmas Is You. So congratulations to Mariah, Beyonce, and shout out to all of you. All right. So last night, we had the breaking news that Aisha Colon on Bell Collective, because some of you don't watch Bell Collective. You know, we used to watch Bell Collective at the very beginning, and we recapped it. We would recap it along with Love and Marriage Huntsville. Somewhere along the way, maybe that very performative fake when Glenn showed up at was it Marie's place, and Letitia was there. After that season, I said, I think I'm good. I think I'm good on this show. And then this past week, I saw that Willie, Aisha's husband, was getting into a fight with the other husbands. And then a lot of you told me the last couple of episodes are pretty telling about Latrice and Letitia. And I said, oh, damn. Honestly, I was surprised that Aisha was still on the show. I really was, but I'm not surprised that Letitia is still bothered by Aisha, because Aisha came onto the show with a business already on Ferris Street. That was the whole premise of everyone coming to Ferris Street and doing something for Ferris Street. But Letitia couldn't do anything. Aisha not only had a business there, she had a plot and a plan, okay, and apparently the money. And ever since then, Letitia has been bothered by Aisha. But everyone was shook last night because I saw the internet ablaze. You guys, I was live and you told me in the live chat. And no matter what Carlos King will say after this, he was caught off guard. He was gagged, okay? I posted this on Twitter. Twitter is still a cesspool. Shout out to Twitter. Hey, Twitter. Twitter is still a cesspool in regards to the content that's posted there. I'm on Blue Sky as well, so follow me on Blue Sky. It's very different energy on Blue Sky. So I reposted the short form video that I did talking about Aisha, gagging Carlos on his own, YouTube live. And I said this was a boss move. Majority of you agreed with me. But there were a handful of you that were like, this was no boss move. So I guess some people are saying that it was unprofessional. Have you met Carlos King? Okay. Have you met Carlos King? Okay. So this was the best way I've ever seen someone gag someone else. Because like I said before, Aisha could have easily texted Carlos, emailed Carlos, called Carlos. No, she said, I'm going to get up on your platform and gag you the way that you've gagged how many different reality TV stars for years. Oh, but I forgot. He has created a safe space for so many reality TV stars, according to him. Only for Monique Samuels, formerly of Love and Marriage DC and Real Housewives of Potomac, to say, yeah, he brought me in and he was like, off of the, he used the black card and he's like, they're not going to treat you good over there. You should come over here. And then she said, Carlos did her worse than Bravo did her. Let's watch this gag moment. Let's watch this together. Please hold.
I wanted to step in. I am excited that Bell Collective has been picked up for another season. I got my pickup letter.
I know that's right.
Pause. So she wanted to make sure that we all knew that she was going to come back. That OWN still wanted her. Kingdom Reign, Carlos still wanted her. You got to pay attention to it. When you break it down and you pay attention to it, first of all, you see Willie, Aisha's husband, stone-faced the entire time. Stone-faced. For me, I was paying attention to that. I had to rewind it many times. Wait, I got to pay attention to what she's saying. I'm looking at Willie like Willie's just like this. Stone-faced the entire time. I was like, oh, okay. So she had said, she wanted to this was such a classy read. This was a classy read, y'all. Y'all don't even realize how classy this read was. So Carlos thought, yeah, she's like, yeah. She went, because he knows how messy it was, the fact that she pointed out, I got my pickup letter, meaning that I am coming back, okay? That they want me back. All right. Hey, Rita.
I wanted to step in. I am excited that Bell Collective has been picked up for another season. I got my pickup letter. And
I know that's right.
we were excited about that, and we want to congratulate Carlos, and we want to congratulate the show, and thank you for allowing us to be a part of the platform, but unfortunately, we will not be returned. So just wanted to say that. The colognes are done.
I didn't pause the video, y'all. This was the silence. And look at Jazz's face at the bottom. Jazz's face like, what? Wait, huh? No one was ready for this. No one was ready for this. Let me just rewind it a little bit back so you can see that when she says it. Just pay attention to everyone's faces, especially Carlos. But Carlos, I have to give Carlos credit because he didn't do any sort of like, he was just sort of like smiling through it. Smiling through it.
Unfortunately, we will not be returned. So just wanted to.
Okay. I wish I could zoom into it a little bit more. Please pay attention to, because he has glasses on, but pay attention to the change in his eyes. Okay? Let me rewind back the date. Look at the change in his eyes.
To be a part of the platform, but unfortunately, we will not be returned. So just wanted to.
His eyes opened up a little bit more. Okay. Let me show it to you again.
Platform, but unfortunately, we will not be returned. So just wanted to say that. The colognes are done. So thank y'all and Merry Christmas. And our attorney has sent a letter to the attorneys of Kingdom Reign. So just wanted to let y'all know. Because I didn't want Carlos to find out any other way.
Well, listen.
Pause. You notice what she said there? I didn't want Carlos to find out any other way. Not through text, not through email, not through a phone call. She says, I didn't want Carlos to find out any other way. That was a read. That was a read. She says, I didn't want you to find out any other way.
I'll let y'all know. Because I didn't want Carlos to find out any other way.
Well, listen, thank you so much for everything you brought to the show. You know,
Thank
you have
you.
a friend in me, a family in me as well. And anything
Friend and family? Okay.
you guys need, let me know. And as you know, anytime you want to return, the door will always be open for you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Carlos.
And no, you don't get it, Carlos. What she's saying, the door is closed. She is not coming back on your platform ever again. She is letting you know the door is closed. We ain't family. Because first of all, if y'all were family and y'all were friends, she would have picked up the phone. She would have texted you. If she felt like she had that relationship with you, Carlos, she would have picked up the phone. She would have texted you. She wouldn't have come on your platform and said, I quit, and caused the stir that was the internet. She doesn't consider you friend or family. She considers you foe, allegedly. Look, allegedly.
To return, the door will always be open for you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you for
Carlos.
having us. Merry Christmas to everybody. And thank
Same
you.
to
Much love to your beautiful
Thank
family.
you guys. Yeah.
Yes.
The silence.
Okay.
Oh, they
Monday night, y'all.
Was that
Monday Night Live. That was an exclusive.
Oh,
Night Live.
Come on, wait.
Monday night,
Wait,
y'all.
hold up, Paul.
Was that-
Watch Carlos switch it up. That was an exclusive. like it was planned. Like it was planned. And then look at what Jess says.
Live. That was an exclusive.
oh.
Yup.
Well, I love that for them. And I told you last night, if you were here, that I was going to send a DM to Aisha. All right? And I did. I won't say what the response was. Oh, yeah, there was a response. I won't say what the response was. It wasn't like, anything, But all I sent her, you know the GIF with Tasha Smith from Why Did I Get Married To? When she goes, boom. I had to. That's what I sent her. I was like, boom. 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 A shout out to you, Aisha. I always liked Aisha on the show. I always liked her on the show because to me, she was real. I didn't get fake from her. I don't know what she did in the last couple of seasons, but from what I saw of Aisha on Bell Collective, I liked that she actually had a plot and a plan for Ferris Street. Like she really wanted to help there. She also had a business there. So I appreciated what she brought. She brought real and grown to the show. And apparently, based on what I've seen, a lot of you that have been keeping up with the show said that she never changed. She never changed. Look, Foxy says, you did not, Kempire. I did. I would show you, but I don't want y'all to see her response. I did. Okay? Anyways, shout out to Aisha. Congratulations, Aisha. Always make the move before they make the move on you. And please trust and believe he would have made the move on you. And probably maybe he did. And that's why a lot of you have been having such a reaction to how Willie and Aisha have been treated on the show this season. Okay. Miss Brooklyn Diamond. Miss Brooklyn said, I never watched the show. Guess I might have to look for repeats. I don't know if it's even worth it, but let the chat tell you. Let the chat tell you. Okay, before we get into some more of the mess, if you guys just joining us, happy early Merry Christmas Eve. If you don't celebrate, what's today? Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I know a lot of you have been waiting for Tuesday Takeover to come back. This is a little glimpse of what Tuesday Takeover is, along with some reality TV recaps. We won't be talking about any reality TV right now, but that was a little bit of reality TV, a conversation. But today's live show is sponsored by our friends over at Factor Meals. On a busy day like yesterday where we had like 4 different live shows and short content, I don't need to think about cooking. All right. So Factor Meals makes it easy and they have something for everyone. And for me personally, I love their add-ons, like their little ginger shots and things like that. I love those. But what I love is now they actually have some ways for us to lose weight. The new year is right around the corner. And this might be our plan in order to lose some weight. Maybe those 8 pounds that we've been trying to get off. All right. So ready to optimize your nutrition this year? Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that make eating well easy. They're dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes. So you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. Lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with Factor Keto meals based on randomized controlled clinical trial with Factor Keto. Results will vary depending on diet and exercise. And of course, I know you want a discount. And again, this is a great way to prepare yourself, guys. Literally, the new year starts next week, okay? Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/Kempire50off. That's use code Kempire50off to get 50% off your first box and plus free shipping. That's code Kempire50off at factormeals.com/Kempire50off to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. More information on Factor Meals, our proud sponsor for today's live show, will be available in the description. Okay? Nicole, thank you so much for the super chat. Nicole, I believe our team emailed you about your gift certificate from yesterday. Congratulations to you. Baseball game, we have to teach you sports. What did I say? Did I say baseball game or did I meant football? It's football tomorrow, right? I don't care. I'm just watching for Beyonce. Let's be honest. Okay. I'm just watching for Beyonce. Will Beyonce be giving us a Christmas gift this year, y'all? Like, I didn't even realize that the Renaissance movie, which I saw in theaters, was not on streaming. Beyonce, that would be a nice little Christmas gift. You haven't really given us anything in the last... well, I guess she gave us a new album, but no visuals. Okay. Rita, thank you so much for the super chat. Rita says, Merry Christmas, everyone. Kemp, I so enjoyed the Marriage and Medicine recap and all the polls. So funny. By the way, 23 years over here. Not Rita telling us her tea. Thank you, Rita. Literally, Taria. I guess I can announce it now. Taria and the Brooke Ashley will be back here on the channel for the ultimate Real Housewives recap Sunday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. A lot of you have been asking. They will be back this Sunday. So open up your schedule, okay? Rita, thank you so much. Yeah, Taria was just telling me she was watching the recap. And sometimes I forget some of the things that I even said during the recap. And I was like, oh, wait, I said that? Oh. Or the audience said what? Oh. Cindy, thank you so much for the super chat. Cindy says, I'm sure Carlos-ish on himself. Ooh. Oh, Lord. We have to also remember, Carlos is not the only person making decisions over there at OWN. Keep that in mind. You know, look, I'm fair. He's not the only person that makes decisions over there. It's largely he has to do what OWN wants him to do. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. However... Someone said you should interview Aisha. Well, we'll see. Look, we'll see. All right. Let's move on. Let's get into some more of these hot topics. Where do I want to go next? because I'm going to probably do the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni stuff last, because there's just a lot to unpack in regards to that story. And there's a lot of updates in regards to that story. So we'll probably do that one last. So maybe we will go to the Young Thug stuff. Hold on. Let me just pull up this article, because I'm going to show you some of the video footage that leaked. Who do you think leaked this video footage? First of all of these jailhouse calls, these in-person visits, they're all recorded. It says it on the video. So I just find it so shocking, but I shouldn't, because you N-words, you N-words have been doing this for forever. Forever. All right. Anyways, so Young Thug is making all the headlines today in regards to his phone calls with a variety of friends, other women, and even Mariah the Scientist. Okay? So, which clip should I play first? Okay, let's play. Okay, let me just tell you who this woman is. Okay? So, I didn't know who this woman is. Her name is Lena Syed. And apparently this video is from 2022. And she got married in 2023. I don't know the timeline of when she got with the man she's married to now, but she's at the jailhouse crying on the phone to this man. Girl, I just wish better for you. I wish better for you. There ain't no way in hell I'm going to be at the jailhouse crying over this locked up mother father. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be me. Oh, who gifted memberships? Hold on, let me look. Let me say thank you. Because, I'm very grateful for a lot of you have been gifting memberships lately, and we appreciate your support of the channel and giving other folks. Oh, Rita, thank you so much for the super chat. Wait. Okay, let me refresh. There we go. Let me say thank you. Hold on. Jessica, thank you so much for gifting memberships. Miss Brooklyn Diamond, thank you so much for gifting 10 memberships. 10 memberships and 10 memberships. Jessica, thank you for the 10 memberships. Thank you guys so much for the support. We appreciate it. And just for that, I might do a special members only live for all the new members so they can see what that looks like, okay? And right, Kimberly says those calls were spilling tea on himself. Can you imagine what Mariah the Scientist is going through today? Oh, you see what Miss Brooklyn Diamond says? I will do another gift at 300 likes. We're very close, guys, if you want a membership. Thank you, Miss Brooklyn Diamond. Miss Brooklyn Diamond is spending her bonus on us. We appreciate you, Miss Brooklyn Diamond. Okay. So let me play some of the clips. I didn't know who this woman was before, but the way she was crying over this man that's locked up. And look, locked up folks, those of you in prison need love too. But the way she was crying over this man, let me just let you know what Yahoo is reporting in regards to this video. So I have to correct them already. This video is not private. It tells you on the video call that this is being recorded. Nothing that you're doing on these prison calls are private. It literally says on the video, all visits are monitored and recorded. Who released it? Who released it? On Christmas Eve. Somebody doesn't like Young Thug. Somebody doesn't. So a private video conversation involving Young Thug and an Instagram model. Damn. See, that would be I've done so much in my life. If anyone was just to kind of say, Kempire, the Instagram model, I would be like... Especially in this day. Back in the day when Instagram first started, I don't think that would have been a big deal. But at this particular point, I feel like when journalists write Instagram model means like I have no idea what she does for a living, but she seems like she's pretty on Instagram, so we're going to call her Instagram model. So they said an Instagram model named Lena Syed has surfaced online, leaving fans of the rapper and his girlfriend, R&B star Mariah the Scientist, reeling. The video, reportedly leaked by Law and Crime, has sparked a social media frenzy with many questioning the state of the couple's relationship. Remember, Mariah the Scientist, she said she was canceling the rest of her tour so she can be home with her man. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I just didn't realize that Young Thug was out here doing all of this. He's got other women visiting him. He's admitting to talking to 10 other women while he's been in there. I'm not surprised. First of all, I'm sure some of these people were fans too, because this case was such a huge case in Georgia. As you know, he's now out. So they said the video reportedly leaked by Law and Crime has sparked a social media frenzy with many questioning the state of the couple's relationship. The footage shows Alina Syed, an Afghan-American Instagram model, engaging in an intimate discussion with the Atlanta rapper who's currently incarcerated. Is he currently incarcerated? I thought he was out. He's not out? Wait, or when is he getting out? I thought he was out. Is he not out? Correct me if I'm wrong. I just know he can't go to Atlanta. Okay. Anyways. Okay. Oh, he's on house arrest. Oh, I guess, is that considered still incarcerated? Right, Lakiba? So Lakiba says, that is crazy, but normal for jail. Jail ninjas. I know what you mean. Yeah. Exactly. Oh, see? And that's what probably Law and Crime did. FAH says those calls are public records and can be purchased. Des Hop says he's out. Okay, but he's on house arrest, right? Okay. I don't know why they look. This is why I'm correcting the article, but maybe that's considered still incarcerated. House arrest is, I guess. Okay. So they said that. Okay, the footage shows that Lena Syed, an Afghan American Instagram model, engaging in an intimate discussion with the Atlanta rapper who's currently incarcerated. In the video, Syed is seen attempting to explain a miscommunication between the two, expressing her longing for Young Thug to be out of jail. She says, I obviously want you to be out of jail and out here with me. Do you get what I mean? She says during the conversation. She's from New York. Lena Syed, born in New York on July 6, 1992. Is no stranger to the spotlight. Previously a model for the online clothing brand Caviar Black. Oh, so she is a real model. Okay, she has built a substantial following on social media. She has also been linked to boxer Devin Haney. Aren't they married? Although neither has publicly confirmed their relationship, recently Syed revealed her pregnancy on Instagram, sharing a bump dump photo, that's what she quoted it, bump dump photo series with her followers. Meanwhile, Young Thug, real name Jeffrey Williams, and Mariah the Scientist have been on one of hip-hop and R&B's most celebrated couples. Have they? Okay. I'll be honest with you. I didn't even know they were together until this time it happened. All right. Les Adams, you can watch everything on YouTube. I'm about to show the video in a second. So, I didn't know that they were in a relationship until this case, okay? Despite the rapper's legal troubles, the two have maintained a strong public front, frequently sharing heartfelt posts and collaborations. Their relationship has garnered widespread admiration. Okay, fine. With fans rooting for them both personally and professionally. The leaked video, however, has cast a shadow of doubt. While the nature of Young Thug's interaction with Lena Syed remains unclear, fans have been quick to speculate about the potential trouble in paradise for Thug and Mariah. Many are calling for an you're not owed an explanation. Mariah the Scientist is owed an explanation. We are not owed any sort of explanation, okay? If he wants to give us one, fine. Sidebar, in another story, Safari found out that he's blocked on his daughter's iPad, and I'm assuming it was Erica Mena who did it. Safari, you do know you don't have to come to social media to complain about your co-parenting issues, right? Go call your lawyer. We don't care. It's Christmas Eve. Or maybe we do care. So look, we're doing a Hot Topics Live, and it's Christmas Eve. Then there's that. All right? Anyhow, okay. We don't need an explanation, Young Thug, okay? But if you want to give us one, fine. Let me play the clip of Miss Syed in regards to this phone call, okay? Hold on. Woo, woo, woo.
say that? Why would you say that?
Because I don't want to be a burden to you. Or what you want to do.
I don't like anyone. No one's like you. I don't like them. I want you.
Why would you say that?
Huh? What?
Imagine if this was your girlfriend. And look, everyone has past relationships. This was back in 2022. Apparently she got into a relationship with this other guy in 2023. I don't know Haney. I don't know that. I don't know. Look, is he football? Like, I don't know. Here we go, sports. Word on the street, she got married to him in 2023. According to Yahoo, we don't know the status of their relationship, but she is pregnant now. All right? Cherie says, it's Christmas Eve, Kempire. Is it my fault there's news to talk about, Cherie? There's news to talk about. All right? I'm not hosting Christmas Eve. Mind you, this is in 2022, but she don't like nobody. Yet in 2023, she's with a new man. Oh, he's a boxer? Look, don't get me lying. And now she's pregnant by somebody else. Look, maybe after this jailhouse conversation, she was like, it's time for me to move on. See, look, Y2K says, I love when you talk about non-Bravo shows. Bravo News. Me too. Look, me too. Tuesday Takeover is coming back. Technically, this is Tuesday Takeover, okay? Oh, he's a boxer? Look. Haney, that's the guy's last name that she's dating now, might be married to, but this is in 2022. She's crying over a young thug who's incarcerated at the time, okay? But he got a type, though. You don't know what Mariah the Scientist looks like. He's got a type. Les Adams says, who's she pregnant for? I'm assuming Haney, the boxer. Right? Boxer?
What'd you say?
Oh, you wiping away tears too, young thug?
What'd you say?
He's feeling emotions.
I want you. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean it.
I'm not judging her because some of you have been in relationships where you were sounding very much the same. Don't sit here and try and act holier than thou. But I know what you're thinking. Well, Kempire, I wasn't at somebody's jailhouse on video doing it. I was in my own house doing it to myself with the person. Okay, fine. Oh my God.
What'd you say?
If you wanted me, then why would you say that?
I want you. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean it. I swear.
As Moonlight says, we listen and we don't judge. All right. Guys, you're just joining us. This is a special Tuesday Takeover Christmas edition. Happy holidays to those that celebrate. And if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. And shout out to our members that have already gifted memberships today. We appreciate you guys, spreading a little Christmas cheer. I feel like the best way of, feeling good is giving to others. So, I love Christmas just for that. But so thank you to our members that have gifted memberships to everyone else. Okay. So that wasn't the only clip that came out. There are other clips that have come out that were spilled by Law and Crime here on YouTube. They also, Mariah the Scientist, his girlfriend, I'm assuming. Joyce says, don't expose this Kempire. But I'm just saying, I don't want to just have poor thing out here embarrassed by herself, okay? Look, exactly. Miss Brooklyn Diamond says, I'm trying to understand what a locked up man will do for you. Okay, Baby says, we listen and we have to judge. Well, I know we say it, but we always seem to judge, right? We always seem to judge. So Mariah the Scientist, some of the phone calls that she had with him also leaked. And one of them is where Mariah was giving him an update on the Diddy and Cassie video.
Just like a wrestle.
He beat her up?
He beat her up, for sure. It's like she walking down like this hallway in the hotel to the elevator. And she get over to the elevator. She press the button. It's like she like trying to put her shoes on and like rearrange the stuff, I guess, so she can hold it herself. And then they show him running down the hall like this with a towel on. Like he just got out the shower. Like maybe she tried to leave while he was in the shower or something. I'm not laughing. It's not funny, but he like running like this. Mad. He mad.
I can't.
Get over there.
I can't with the way she's mimicking it. But then if you saw the Cassie video, then that's exactly what it looked like.
To her, punch her right in the face.
Oh, man.
She fall out, hit the ground. He kicking her, stomping her out. All type of shit. Then he grab her by her hair and her hoodie and drag her ass down the hallway back to the hotel room.
And before y'all start judging her, y'all know a lot of y'all had very much similar conversations, bed pillow talk with y'all boo with the same thing. We listen and we don't judge.
I'm gonna do that on hotel camera. He tough. That nigga tripping. You sure it's him?
But it happened in 2016, so it's like.
You sure it's him?
You sure it's him? Lord.
For sure him.
Man, you talked a whole lot. What you was gonna say about 2016?
It said 2016 when it happened, so now they on the internet like he covered that up. He paid them because that should have been turned into law enforcement. It never was. And how is CNN showing this video from almost 10 years ago and the police department never had it? Oh, he paid them off. Now they want to reopen the Kim Porter shit and see did he kill her. They think he killed her, and they said she died from pneumonia in the summertime. It's possible.
Anything's possible.
It said a whole lot of shit. It said some shit like he when he first got with Cassie, he would bring Cassie around in front of Kim Porter like she was just a light-skinned Latino girl that was better than Kim Porter, and they would just shit on her, and one night they would come in the house.
Cassie ain't Latino, right? Is she like Filipino and black or something like that? I can't remember now, but I definitely don't think it's Latino. I mean, I say all that to say, someone asked on TikTok, "Is this illegal for them to leak the footage?" I mean, no, it's not, because you can actually request the phone calls and these visits. And clearly on the video footage, it says that this is being monitored and recorded. All right. So black and Filipino, that's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, but we're not done. There's more, because Young Thug is not innocent. I know he is getting it right now. He's getting it from Mariah the Scientist. But Mariah, she don't have any kids with him, right? So I would, this Christmas, no, sorry. I would be gone. I'll be gone. She has her own money. I'd be gone. And I'd go right to Atlanta because he can't go there. Oh, damn. I go right to Atlanta where he can't be for the next 10 years. No, I'm not just saying going to Atlanta so she could just be away from. No, I want you to go to Atlanta and be posted up in Atlanta. I want you to go to everything Atlanta branded and post it all over your social media, girl. I want you at the stadium. I want you at every hot spot. I want you at the strip clubs, making it rain. And I want you to post it all on social media. We in Atlanta, baby. He can't be there for the next 10 years. Okay? He can't be in Atlanta. This is how you get your get back. And then you find yourself, who's like the big name in Atlanta? Like that, like a big name in Atlanta that's a man. Because then I think that should be her next boo. Yeah, she should get herself maybe one of a baller play or something. Come on. And her next album should be called. Wait, let me think. Look, something with Atlanta in the title. Atlanta, we in this bitch. Mariah, we got your back, Mariah the Scientist, because he did you dirty. He did you dirty. But okay. But not done, because he admitted to talking to many other people. All right? Natural says, yes, get your lip back, Mariah. Everything Atlanta from this time forward. Not Jeezy. No, Jeezy, he's going through his own messy. We haven't even talked about the things that Jeezy has been going through with that other one. But I'm sure he wouldn't. Never mind. We're going to leave it alone. Who said Apollo? Come on. No, we want Mariah to come across like we want Young Thug to be bothered, okay? All right? Okay. Elsa says Jeezy's single too. He's tech. Is he considered single? Did they officially do that in the court? I know their divorce is not done, but were they declared single? Samhar, I was thinking welcome to Atlanta, but I was like, no, I want something else slicker. That's why I was like, maybe she's just like, we in this, something like that. Okay, fine. It's the holidays. It's the holidays. All right, we're not done with Young Thug. And I have to talk about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. That's a mess. That is a mess. All right, let me just give you this next one.
I talked to Mariah today. She's like, man, she said she feel better from talking to you.
For sure.
You got her in her feelings, man.
What happened?
No, I'm just saying she loves you, man.
Oh, for sure.
Like overly.
Yeah, like too much. Sometimes too much.
What, like it scares you how
Sometimes
much?
too much.
Yeah.
Mind you, this is the mother father sitting up in the jailhouse. Sometimes she loves him too much. Too much. Wow. Look, wow.
Yeah, because it's like, damn, if I do something, if I like if I smack something or something like that, you probably be devastated. And that's the part that I don't like, when it's like, when you feel like me being the nigga that I always been is devastating, detrimental to you, that's when it's like, you too deep. But I'm in love with her though, for sure. 100%.
He's in love with her.
I ain't even studying doing that, but I know me. I know, nigga get out, nigga gonna be back to
moving around. Yeah.
You're gonna be moving around. You're gonna be just handling business just because you're moving around. So,
What's he mean by that? When he gets out, he's just be moving around. What's he mean? Oh, he's gonna be able to cheat freely. Oh, okay.
No, that go. But
yeah,
for the most part, I ain't even been calling no other girl. I ain't called no other girl in like a week.
Really?
No girl. And I usually call at least 10 girls every time I get on the phone just to like kill time.
Yeah. A lot of girls.
At least 10 girls. We're not surprised. Look, if you've known a thing or two or heard the stories, we know that a lot of jailhouse guys are cheating. One of the Menendez brothers was accused of cheating. Isn't he married? He got married behind bars, right? And didn't he cheat on his wife? Behind bars. Like, how are people... Really, I can't. Because they're bored.
A lot of girls
Read
hit
a
me
book.
up. Aisha hit me up out of the blue. What was the girl with the freckles? Remember her?
Yeah, Latasha.
Yeah, she hit me up.
Look, when I come out tonight, I'm gonna call. When I come out tonight, I'm gonna call you.
You hear this, man? You see how he grinned when he mentioned that woman's name? Wow.
You want me to call her?
Yeah, for sure. So I want you to text her and tell her, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Wham hit me the other day. He wants to talk to you too.
Who?
Wham.
Okay. When I come out, because they're gonna let one person out before me. What time? It's 7. I come out at 9.
Okay, I'm gonna be ready.
Make sure when you leave out here, tell Wham, tell him, hey, you gonna call at 9.
Yeah.
Hey, look. Ain't no good gonna come to you. I posted on social media when I saw this. I said, I think I know who released it. I know y'all think that Fannie Willis released it. I think the Grinch released it. I think the Grinch released it. Because for this to drop on Christmas Eve, look, first of all, he shouldn't have done it. But it was already done. This is dating all the way back to 2022. And I think maybe because now a lot of this information is public record and things like that. So a lot of these platforms can reach out and they probably thought maybe there's something there. And obviously they found a lot of stuff and now they're releasing that stuff. Someone says, how do you cheat from behind bars? Apparently very easily. And a lot of people, maybe it's nothing physical, but for a lot of folks, emotional cheating is worse. Emotionally, I thought it was the Grinch, y'all. Who else would have done this on Christmas Eve? I woke up to this morning. I think the Grinch works over there in law and crime. Anyways, I say all that to say, there we go. Merry Christmas, Mariah the Scientist. Girl, we already gave you the get back, okay? We already gave you the get back. All right. We have some serious things that we need to talk about, though. Wendy Williams, as you know, there's been multiple videos that have come out with Wendy Williams when she went down to Florida to be there for her son, Kevin Hunter Jr.'s graduation, college graduation, okay? Word on the street, Lil Kev wants to go to law school. I'm wondering if it's because of what Wendy has gone through, which has inspired him to want to get into law. I remember Wendy always saying that Kevin never really wanted to be in the spotlight. He always wanted to be sort of like a businessman, be involved in business. But apparently now he wants to become an attorney. So he recently graduated in Miami, and Wendy was there. And you see Wendy, there's video footage of Wendy. Here's the thing with me. This is why I think it's so funny when people think that I was recording Andy Cohen. I even if I was there, I don't think I would have recorded Wendy. Especially knowing that she has dementia, especially knowing that a lot of people would want that footage. Me personally, I'm not saying it's wrong for anyone else. Me personally, I don't know if I would have taken that footage. Okay? But more footage after the graduation in regards to Wendy celebrating with her nephew, even with her niece, Alex. As you know, Wendy has loved her niece and nephew before she even had little Kev. So she always looked at Alex as like a daughter to her. Alex recently posted a photo and video of her with her aunt, Wendy. I've heard from very close sources that the family really would like Wendy to be with them. All right? And they want the public to start saying something as well. They need your support. So now you're seeing a lot of platforms do the hashtag Free Wendy because, as you know, a lot of people are concerned with Sabrina Morrissey, who is currently Wendy Williams' guardian. And as you know, Sabrina Morrissey is suing A&E Networks. Remember? Suing A&E Networks because of the Where is Wendy Williams documentary. She's accusing them of taking advantage of Wendy, having her sign an agreement when she was not capable of doing that. If you saw it yesterday, we released the interview that I did with allegedly Stephanie talking about some pop culture news. We also talked a little bit about Wendy and the legality of what's going on there. And one of my concerns were in Sabrina's lawsuit against A&E Networks, she's asking them in, the punitive damages that she wants for them to take care of Wendy's lifetime care. And I thought that was interesting wording. And apparently, as an attorney, Stephanie said that's interesting and very weird that they would want A&E Networks to be paying for Wendy's lifetime care when she is a millionaire. Why would she need that from A&E Networks? I don't know. So, but Sabrina Morrissey has been accused of taking advantage of Wendy. There are word on the street that maybe a lot of Wendy's money has been depleted, allegedly. Here's the thing. I know a lot of people did not like the Where's Wendy Williams documentary, but half of what we know about what Wendy has been going through and being isolated from her family, we also found out that Wanda, her sister, was more than willing to be Wendy's guardian. Her sister's also an attorney, and she was more than willing. And then she says when the conversations were happening, all of a sudden the conversations stopped. The documentary also highlighted how in this country we're seeing more and more guardianships that are not controlled by family members, and that these courts and these guardians are coming into these people's lives and taking over and depleting their life savings. And the fact that this can happen to a Wendy Williams means that it can happen to me, it could happen to you, or someone that you love. So, word on the street, what I've heard from very close sources involved in the situation, they want a lot of us to speak up and talk about this. But here's my thing, and I've said this before. I said that the family needs to speak up, because right now we're just seeing blogs. And we saw one of the podcasts posted more video footage of Wendy during this trip to visit her son for his graduation. We saw a lot of Wendy be very cognizant. You saw one of the recent filings from Sabrina Morrissey in these court documents saying that Wendy was, quote, permanently incapacitated, only for us to see multiple videos of Wendy not seeming permanently incapacitated, having full-on conversations, knowing exactly who she's talking to. Okay, I'm going to twerk on the fence for a little bit. If you've known anyone with dementia, there are moments of clarity. We've talked about that before. However, I still believe that Wendy should be with her family. I think there is more than enough support there to keep Wendy on the up and up. But as you also know, Wendy struggles with her sobriety. She openly, we saw in the documentary, had issues with alcohol. Well, little Kev, her son, is speaking out on social media. Okay? So Lil Kev said this in the post where you saw video footage of Wendy down in Florida celebrating, having a good time. She even got a new wig. So Little Kev Jr., sidebar, was Kevin Sr. at the graduation? I didn't see any photos of him there, but he could have been, and we just didn't see those photos. Do we know if, I need to ask someone. I'll get back to you on that. That's been in the back of my mind. But I'll get back to you on whether or not Kevin Hunter Sr. or Kelvin was there. As you know, Kelvin is also in a legal battle with Sabrina Morrissey because he wants his spousal support reinstated. Okay. So Lil Kev says this under the comment section. He says, thank you, fam, prayer hand emojis, and says, let's get her home, meaning his mother, Wendy Williams. Then he went on to give us an update in regards to how Wendy is doing. Okay. So Lil Kev says, while I'm here, quick update on my mom. He says, she's sober and wants to come home. We're fighting to make that happen because isolation is killing her faster than anything else. I mean, look, even if you're unhealthy, if you have a sobriety issue, isolation is not going to help anyone. She's going to do better with family than without family. Remember, there was a period in which the family did not even have access to Wendy. They didn't know where she was. They had to wait for her to call them. Word on the street, according to my sources, that has changed. But she's, of course, not with them all the time. Ms. Brooklyn says that this is just sad. A good family is always better. It's sad and it's scary. It's scary that this could happen. Nicole, thank you so much for the super chat. Nicole says, I watched Too Much Love After Lockup. Girl, you're just on the 3 hots and a cot roster. Damn. Not 3 hots and a cot roster. I can't. Damn. I couldn't do it. Look, there's too many options out here free for me to date anybody on the inside. Julie, thank you so much for the super chat. Julie says, replay crew as I'm heading out to celebrate with 68 of 82 family members. Wow. Are you feeling better, Julie? Wishing everyone a safe and blessed holiday. Blessings to all in the new year. Thanks, Kempire, for all you do for us. Thank you, Julie. I'm hoping you're feeling better, and thank you so much for always supporting and being here. We appreciate your support, all right? And stop spending the husband's money. It's the holidays. If you're new here, you're not going to get, that's our joke. We can joke like that with Julie, okay? Right. I always have to remember there's new people that join all the time like, Kempire, that wasn't very nice. It's our inside joke, okay? Since we're talking about incarcerated folks, but anyways, just a quick reminder, on social media, do the hashtag free Wendy Williams. We're going to keep an eye on this and keep our foot on the Guardian's neck in regards to this story, okay? All right, exactly. So look at this. Ari says, I work with dementia patients for years, and isolation will make them decline quicker. And I'm sure there's a lot of studies on that as well. And being around love and family is only going to make you feel better, okay? Merry Christmas, Stefan. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, if you haven't already, again, be sure to like the video. And don't forget, you can hear an audio version of our live recaps and special episodes on the Kempire podcast. While you're there, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating. This is a special Tuesday takeover for our Merry Christmas Eve. Tomorrow, I'll be off. Don't expect anything. Don't expect anything. Okay. Hold on. Miss Tina says, Kemp, you will be surprised. I worked in a lockup. Oh, damn. Well, damn. Okay. Speaking of lockup, can we talk about Luigi Mangione? Look, there's a lot of conversation about this guy. And there's been a lot of sexualization of this guy. We're not going to be doing any of that here. I'm just going to give you an update in regards to this Luigi situation. We did also talk about Luigi with allegedly Stephanie this past week. So you want to hear a lawyer give you an update on this, be sure to check that out. We also talked about Eric Adams, who's also in this perp walk. Let me show you. I'm not going to zoom in on his face, but you can see him behind Luigi all the way on the left or your right, depending on how you're viewing this. You see him all the way. Why is the mayor, who also is facing his own indictment, there, sir? And why did we have this big perp walk? Sidebar, prayers for the family of the woman that was attacked by that man on the subway and set on fire. The reason why I thought about that is because we had NYPD walking by that and doing nothing. And some people ask, what could you do? You could take off your jacket and probably put out the fire. But anyways, I've digressed. Okay. Let me give you the update on Luigi and what's going on with Luigi. And then we're going to get into this Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni situation. Hold on, let me open this up. Okay, so Mangione. So this was the update from yesterday. So our friends over at the New York Times say this. Luigi Mangione, who's 23 years old, who's charged with the unaliving of the United Healthcare chief executive, pled not guilty on Monday as he was arraigned in New York State Supreme Court. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office has charged Mr. Mangione with first-degree murder, as well as 2 variations of second-degree and weapons charges. He faces the possibility of life in prison without parole on those charges. Let me tell you something. There's something very sinister because all the photos that I've seen of him, he doesn't seem bothered. He doesn't seem in fear, right? Anyone, like, I don't know. I just feel like he just seems like his chest is up and out. I don't know. Like, I just feel like if you were facing life in prison, it would be a different energy. I mean, the curls are curling. I'm sorry. Okay. All right, fine. Mr. Mangione also faces federal charges that could result in the death penalty. The Southern District of New York, sound familiar? He's also staying at the Metropolitan Detention Center, the same detention center that Sean Diddy Combs is staying at, and spending Christmas. We should have looked up the what they would have for their Christmas dinner. I forgot to look it up. Anyways, who cares? So the Southern District of New York charged him with murder through use of a firearm as well as 2 stalking counts and a firearm offense. He pled not guilty to those charges last week. State prosecutors said in court filings that Mr. Mangione's actions were meant to further terrorism. So we talked about that with Stephanie St. Aubin yesterday as well. Again, if you want to hear a lawyer's perspective, check out that video from yesterday. And they said were, quote, intended to intimidate or coerce a civilian population and to affect the conduct of a unit of government by murder. Appealing in court on Monday, his lawyer, who is the wife to Diddy's lawyer, she's also the former DA. Okay. Appearing in court on Monday, his lawyer argued that his case had been politicized and expressed concern that he would not receive a fair trial. Honestly, based on how she moved way better than her husband did after Diddy was charged. But, anyways, I say all that to say. Okay, K-Baby says maybe he's just mentally gone. This is why I say so many people are like, oh my God, Luigi's so sexy, blah, 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 blah. I was like, you do realize if you were in his presence, he might be a danger to you. I'm like, I get it, people like good-looking people, but you know what he's being accused of. Again, he's being accused. He has not been convicted. But even that look, just take a look at his face. There's something sinister behind this. I know everyone's trying to make him out to be a hero, but Nashua says she's a better attorney. I know. A lot of people, when we were first reporting on Diddy and we were talking about his attorney, a lot of people mentioned the wife. Look, and I know that people say that his family has money, so this is how he's able to have this level of an attorney. Okay. Let me finish this up so we can get to this Blake Lively story because this is a mess. There's a lot to go over, okay? Okay, hold on. So appearing in court on Monday, his attorney argued that his case had been politicized and expressed concern that he would not receive a fair trial. The state's case is expected to go to trial before the federal one, said Edward Kim, the acting U.S. attorney for the Southern District, and state prosecutors said that they would coordinate with federal agencies. Mr. Mangione entered into court for his arraignment on Monday wearing a maroon sweater and light-colored pants. His wrists and ankles were shackled. During the hearing, his lawyer, Karen Friedman Agnafilo, told the judge that she was concerned about her client's right to a fair trial. In a quote, she says, "His rights are being violated," she said. He's a young man, and he's being treated like a human ping pong ball between 2 warring jurisdictions, she said, pointing to the federal and state cases and their differing arguments. She also described Mr. Mangione's perp walk after he was extradited to New York last week, during which he was accompanied by Mayor Eric Adams. Please understand, New Yorkers, we have an election next year. Do not take for granted that this man could possibly be reelected. So don't sit on your laurels thinking that, oh, no, there's no way that they would reelect Mayor Eric Adams. So she also described Mr. Mangione's perp walk after he was extradited to New York last week, during which he was accompanied by Mayor Eric Adams as, quote, absolutely unnecessary and utterly political. What was the New York City mayor doing at this press conference, she asked, adding that Mr. Adams, who faces bribery and fraud charges, quote, should know more than anyone about the presumption of innocence. She pointed to a number of statements that Mr. Adams had made publicly about the case, including that he wanted to look Mr. Mangione in the eye and say, you carried out this terroristic act in my city. What are we? Are we in an episode of Gotham? What is going on? You carried out this terroristic act in my city. Ms. Friedman Agnafilo noted that he had not used the word alleged and that his statements could be heard by future potential jurors. Don't call me. Look, the judge, Gregory Caro, responded that he had little control over what happened outside the courtroom, but that he would guarantee that Mr. Mangione would receive a fair trial. We will carefully select the jury, Justice Caro said. Joel Schneidman, A prosecutor took issue with the decision to repeat Mr. Adams' words in court. I mean, I think it was important. Just saying. I don't know how that advances the ball, he said. We will comply with our ethical obligations with respect to trying this defendant's guilt in this courtroom alone. Ms. Mangiano's next appearance in court is scheduled for February 21st. No, come on. That's the day of my Kempire After Dark live show in New York. Damn, so he's going to be in detention until then? Speaking of the Kempire After Dark live experience, we're coming to Washington, D.C. on Friday, January 24th. Washington, D.C., go get your tickets. And then on the day of his next hearing, we'll be here live in New York. Stephanie will be there as well. Stephanie St. Alban, she'll be there as well. Go get your tickets, guys. If you haven't gotten your tickets already, there will be a live stream option as well. That information is available in the description. Wow. Okay. So that's your update on Mr. Luigi Mangione. Okay. Look, I'm trying to keep you up to date. I'm trying to keep you up to it. Damn. Let me take a sip. This is Gotham City. I mean, you're right, Jessica. This is Gotham City. I didn't realize it would be playing out this way. Guys, we're almost at 600 likes. Don't forget to like the video. It's easy and it's free. Happy Merry Christmas Eve. I don't know if that goes together. Merry Christmas Eve. Thank you all for being here. All right. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's move on to this Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni situation. Lord have mercy. So by now you saw the update in regards to Blake Lively filing this lawsuit. Well, the New York Times did a really good expose, and it's a pretty long read. I can't promise I'm going to read through everything, but there's just so much pertinent information in this story that I want to mention because there's also a tie to Taylor Swift. And as you know, Blake Lively is best friends with Taylor Swift. So in the lawsuit, I don't know if anyone's read the lawsuit, because if you read the lawsuit, you might feel a little bit differently about Blake Lively. And you also have to kind of think to yourself, do I feel this way about Blake Lively because of the smear campaign that she's alleging that was brought against her when this movie came out? Or is it because she got married on a plantation? I'm just pointing out the things that people have been saying, okay? So this is what the New York Times wrote in a very good expose in regards to covering this story, okay? So last summer, as the release of, I can't believe it was last summer, as the release of It Ends With Us approached, was it a good movie? It did very well worldwide in the box office, over $300-something million. It did very well. They said, as the release of It Ends With Us approached, Justin Baldoni, the director and star of the film, and Jamie Heath, the lead producer, hired a crisis public relations expert. During shooting, Blake Lively, the co-star, had complained that the men had repeatedly violated physical boundaries and made sexual and other inappropriate comments to her. Their studio, mind you, it's so interesting because it's important to note this. Blake Lively, well-established actress, some would say that she's A-list. The fact that even her would have to deal with this type of behavior on set says to you, what are the other folks dealing with? You know what I mean? And she's married to, Ryan Reynolds? Their studio, Wayfarer, agreed to provide a full-time intimacy coordinator, bring in an outside producer, and put other safeguards on set. In a side letter to Miss Lively's contract signed by Mr. Heath, the studio also agreed not to retaliate against the actress. Okay? Let me just bring this over so I can monitor the video. There we go. But by August, the two men who had positioned themselves as feminist allies in the Me Too era expressed fears that her allegations would become public and taint them, according to a legal complaint that she filed Friday. It claims that their PR effort had an explicit goal to harm Miss Lively's reputation instead. Her filing includes excerpts from thousands of pages of text messages and emails that she obtained through a subpoena. These and other documents were reviewed by the New York Times. There have long been figures behind the scenes shaping public opinion about celebrities through gossip columns, tabloids, and strategic interviews. We've talked about that here before. The documents show an additional playbook for waging a largely undetectable smear campaign in the digital era. While the film about domestic violence was a box office hit, making nearly $350 million worldwide, online criticism of the actress skyrocketed. He wants to feel like she can be buried, a publicist working with the studio and Mr. Baldoni wrote in an August 2nd message to the crisis management expert Melissa Nathan. Nathan wrote, "You know we can bury anyone." Wow. Am I surprised? No, guys. I've heard these stories about other people in the industry. Okay? In the following weeks, Miss Nathan, the PR person, whose clients have included Johnny Depp and the rappers Drake and Travis Scott, went hard at the press, pushing to prevent stories about Mr. Baldoni's behavior and reinforce negative ones about Miss Lively. The text messages show. Jed Wallace, a self-described hired pow, led a digital strategy that included boosting social media posts that could help their cause. An attorney for Wayfair said in a statement to the Times that the studio, its executives and public relations representatives, quote, did nothing proactive nor retaliated against Miss Lively, and accused the actress of, quote, another desperate attempt to fix her negative reputation. These claims are completely false, outrageous, and intentionally salacious with an intent to publicly hurt and rehash a narrative in the media, the lawyer Brian Friedman wrote. That's Justin Baldoni's attorney. Mr. Friedman did not address her allegations about misconduct during the filming by Mr. Baldoni and Mr. Heath. He alleged that Miss Lively planted, quote, negative and completely fabricated and false stories with media about Mr. Baldoni, which he said was, quote, another reason why Wayfair Studios made the decision to hire a crisis professional. The effort to tarnish Miss Lively appears to have paid off. Within days of the film's release, the negative media coverage and commentary became an unusually high percentage of her online presence, according to a forensic review she sought from a brand marketing consultant. This is important for us to note because there's a lot of stuff that we think about certain celebrities. It's because of the PR of it all. It's because of bots on social media. And a lot of people will not do their due diligence. A lot of people will not give grace and be like, well, is that true? A lot of people will not do that. What you're seeing here, what this legal complaint is exposing, is what a lot of people in the industry have done for years. Now it's a little bit more complex because of artificial intelligence, because of social media. They said the effort to tarnish Miss Lively's appears to have paid off. Within days of the film's release, the negative media coverage and commentary became unusually high percentage of her online presence, according to a forensic review she sought from a brand marketing consultant. Ms. Lively, who's married to the actor and entrepreneur Ryan Reynolds of Deadpool fame, is close with Taylor Swift, experienced the biggest reputational hit of her career. She was branded tone deaf, difficult to work with, and a bully. Sales of her new hair care line plummeted. Is Blake Lively set to be canceled? Read a Daily Mail headline 1 week into the attacks. Mr. Baldoni, by contrast, emerged largely unscathed. This month, he was honored at a star-studded event celebrating men who, quote, elevate women, combat gender-based violence, and promote gender equality worldwide. On Saturday, however, after the article was published, the talent agency William Morris Endeavor stopped representing Mr. Baldoni, said Ari Emanuel, chief executive of Endeavor, the agency's parent company. And in their statement, I thought it was interesting, guys, and I think it's important to note that they said that wasn't the only reason for their decision to part ways with Justin Baldoni, which said to me, And remember, we saw this with Jonathan Majors as well when he was dropped by his management and his PR. And I said they probably had a lot more information, which for WME to drop him after this says to me, well, first of all, if you saw the complaint, there were a lot of damaging text messages and things like that in there as well. But they said that wasn't the only reason they decided to part ways with him. I mean, it could have been, and they just want to say that, but I thought that was interesting. Ms. Lively's complaint against Mr. Baldoni, Mr. Heath, Wayfair, Steven Sarowitz, a co-founder of the studio, Mr. Wallace, Ms. Nathan, and Jennifer Abel, another public relations executive involved in the campaign, which we have an update in regards to that, alleges sexual harassment and retaliation, among other claims. The complaint filed with the California Civil Rights Department is a precursor to a lawsuit. In a statement, Ms. Lively said, "I hope that my legal actions helps pull back the curtain on these sinister retaliatory tactics to harm people who speak up about misconduct and help protect others who may be targeted." She also denied that she or any of her representatives planted or spread negative information about Mr. Baldoni or the studio. In May, several months after the filming wrapped, Mr. Baldoni realized that Mr. Reynolds had blocked him on Instagram. Wait a minute. Yeah, always comes down to the block, right? So in May, that's when he noticed that Ryan Reynolds had blocked him. I wonder how he figured it out. Probably was looking for his account and he couldn't find it. He says, we should have a plan for if she does the same when the movie comes out, meaning if she blocks him. Mr. Baldoni wrote of Miss Lively in a text exchange, which included Miss Abel, a publicist who had long worked with him and the studio. Plans make me feel more at ease. Okay. Mr. Baldoni, who's 40, and Mr. Heath, 55, had a lot riding on the film, which is based on a best-selling novel by Colleen Hoover, who came out in support of Blake Lively after this complaint. Okay? She came out in support. There are a couple of people from the cast that have come out in support of Blake Lively as well. Mr. Baldoni was best known for the CW satirical romantic dramedy Jane the Virgin. I had to remind myself, where does he look so familiar? The studio provided the resources for bigger ambitions. It was bankrolled by the billionaire Steve Sarowitz, who is a co-chair of the studio with Mr. Baldoni. They and Mr. Heath, the chief executive, are deeply involved with the Baha'i religious organization, which promotes unity, peace, and gender equality. Mr. Baldoni had presented himself as an ally to women, writing books, co-hosting a podcast with Mr. Heath, and giving talks on toxic masculinity. Huh. Interesting, right? Okay. Sidebar. I did see, since we're talking about this, I did see a couple of things that were an update in regards to this situation with Jason Baldoni. Apparently did I lose it? Hold on. Okay, let me do it, Justin. I just want to see, because here it is, yes. So this was another update. So the Hollywood Reporter writes this in regards to these damn ads. Stop. The growing backlash against actor-director Justin Baldoni, who was hit with a legal complaint from Blake Lively this week that alleges that he subjected her to persistent sexual harassment while filming It Ends With Us in 2023, now includes his co-host on his weekly podcast as she announced her departure. Journalist and author Liz Plank shared on Monday that she's leaving her gig with the Man Enough podcast, on which she joins Baldoni to discuss masculinity. The 37-year-old Montreal native announced that she's departing the podcast she co-hosted for 3 years as denouncements of Baldoni tore across the web. Meanwhile, several celebrities planted themselves firmly on Team Blake in what is becoming a public relations battle between the co-stars. In this post that former co-host of the Man Enough podcast, says, I'm writing you today to let you know that I have made my representatives inform Wayfair that I will no longer be co-hosting the Man Enough podcast. Thank you for trusting me with your hearts and stories for for holding space for mine and for making this show what it was. I will miss you, the listeners, so much. I love what this community created together with every fiber of my being, and that's because of you. Plank, who reported for Mike, NBC News, and Vox Media, published her first book, For the Love of Men, From Toxic to a More Mindful Masculinity, in 2019. 2 years later, she launched the Man Enough podcast with Baldoni and Jamie Heath, the president of the Wayfair studio, the independent production studio behind It Ends With Us, and the weekly show where the three speak with guests about masculinity and their journeys as men. So a lot of people are turning on him, but let me continue with what the New York Times is reporting, guys. If you're just joining us, we're giving you an update. This is sort of a semi-Tuesday takeover. We're covering a bunch of pop culture news. If you're just joining us, you can always rewind back and check out what we've already discussed. All right. Let me continue with what they're reporting in the New York Times, because the New York Times did a really great job of sort of like summarizing what went down in regards to this potential lawsuit, this legal complaint. Okay. All right. Okay, we read that. Okay. So Miss Lively, 37, was by far the bigger star. The TV show Gossip Girl catapulted her to early fame, as you may recall, and she appeared in films ranging from The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants to The Town. She built businesses outside the entertainment industry, appeared on covers of glossy magazines, and amassed more than 45 million Instagram followers. Miss Lively had expressed concerns at Mr. Baldoni from the beginning, according to her legal complaint. Before shooting began, for example, she objected to sex scenes he wanted to add that she considered gratuitous. In November of 2023, as the cast of It Ends With Us was preparing to resume shooting after a months-long writer's strike, Miss Lively went to Wayfair with the side letter seeking safeguards. Our client is willing to forego the more formal HR process in favor of everyone returning to work and finishing the film as long as the set is safe moving forward, her legal team wrote to the studio. She detailed her complaints, because obviously if there's a paper trail in regards to her making this request when they returned, clearly there were issues during filming. This is all being documented. She detailed her complaints during a meeting with Mr. Baldoni, Mr. Heath, and other producers in January. The other thing that we have to think about, if these complaints about a toxic work environment from these men came out, it would hurt the image that he's been trying to build, both with his religion and his podcast. So you could see why Justin Baldoni would be like, we need damage control. We need a crisis professional to come in. But what exactly were you trying to do? Were you trying to prevent further damage to your image? Or were you thinking, let's create damage to her career as opposed to that she wouldn't look credible? Okay. I'm giving you all of what I'm thinking as I am laying out what they're saying. Okay? She detailed complaints during a meeting with Mr. Baldoni, Mr. Heath, and other producers in January, according to the legal filing. She claimed Mr. Baldoni had improvised unwanted kissing and discussed his sex life, including encounters in which he said that he may have not received consent. Ew. Mr. Heath had shown her a video of his wife, unclothed, she said, and he had watched Miss Lively in her trailer when she was topless and having body makeup removed, despite her asking him to look away. She said that both men repeatedly entered her makeup trailer uninvited while she was undressed, including when she was breastfeeding. In agreeing to the terms that Miss Lively sought, Wayfair acknowledged that although our perspectives differ in many aspects, ensuring a safe environment for all is paramount, according to her legal complaint. By the spring, Miss Lively told people she worked with that the men's behavior had improved with the new protections. But she was now in a creative battle with them. With the support of Sony, the film's distributor, she made her own cut of the movie. Okay, boss moves. Look, just saying. Bringing in editors and a composer and adding one of Taylor Swift's songs. Okay, come on now. However, let's think business-wise. Taylor Swift is a huge brand. Her being tied to this movie would help bring in viewers and let's be honest, we're thinking business-wise, okay? In the end, Sony and Wayfair went with Miss Lively's cut, and she got a producer credit. As the film release neared, Miss Lively and other cast members informed Sony and Wayfair that she would not do any appearances alongside Mr. Baldoni. Sidebar, for those that saw the movie, I haven't seen the movie, one of the things that I remember coming out from that movie was that people felt like they lacked chemistry on camera. A lot of people said that they lacked chemistry. Could it be what was happening behind the scenes? Maybe. Look, maybe. Okay. So they says, as the film's release neared, Miss Lively and other cast members informed Sony and Wayfair that they would not do any appearances alongside Mr. Baldoni. Not just her, other cast members. So did Miss Hoover, the author, who had her own dissatisfactions with him and had become more upset after he told her about Miss Lively's allegations, according to text messages from Mr. Baldoni and Mr. Heath. And as you saw, the author also posted on social media her support of Blake. By the first week of August, Wayfair and Mr. Baldoni had retained Miss Nathan, who had worked with high-profile clients, including Mr. Johnny Depp, whose ex-wife, Amber Heard, accused him of physical abuse. Mr. Depp, as you know, successfully sued Miss Heard for defamation, and the trial became a spectacle amid suspicions of an online campaign to damage her credibility. And honestly, you still see people have a very harsh reaction to Amber Heard, okay? This year, after a decade at the New York City consultancy Hiltzik Strategies, Miss Nathan started her own firm, TAKEOVER. Its majority stakeholder is a company run by entertainment industry executive Scooter Braun. Okay, we're not going to get into the full story, but Blake Lively is best friends with Taylor Swift. Scooter Braun and Taylor Swift have had a very public battle because remember, Scooter Braun's company bought Taylor Swift's catalog, which caused Taylor Swift to re-record all of her albums. Yes. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay? It's something to keep in mind. All right? When I read that part, I was like, oh, what? My mind was blown. I was like, ooh. And this is why the entertainment industry is so incestuous and why certain things, when you think about certain celebrities, why aren't they further? Because some of these companies are owned by people that don't like them, and some of those things are blocked. I'm not saying that's what's happening here. I'm just saying this is part of the incestuous nature of the entertainment and music industry. In an initial, and sidebar, when you see all of these artists selling off their catalogs to these major companies, this is where the checks and balances of power start to dissipate. Because a lot of these companies now own the likeness and images of some of your favorite folks. And you're like, why are they using this person's image without their permission? These are those elements to think about. So let me read that to you again for those that may have missed it. This year, after a decade at the New York consultancy Hiltzik Strategies, Miss Nathan started her own firm, TAKEOVER. Its majority stakeholder is a company run by the entertainment industry executive Scooter Braun, who's also the manager of Justin Bieber. Sidebar. Can I tell y'all a little tea? I can't believe I didn't mention this when I was in LA. So I'm minding my business. Look, I landed in LAX. I had this fabulous driver. I'm not going to say what. And he told me he had Scooter Braun in his car one time, and Scooter Braun was on his way to Justin Bieber's house. And Scooter Braun was a little chatty patty talking about how, Justin's really going through it right now. I'm going over to his house to look after him. I don't know how long ago this was, but that's I love because for those that came to my Atlanta show, the rideshare drivers are chatty. And look, I got some tea when I was in Atlanta, and then when I was in LA, I got a little I was like, and I completely forgot to mention it. Does Scooter still represent Ariana Grande too? No, didn't she part ways with him at one particular point? A lot of people are parting ways with him. Anyways, back to this. In an initial planning document sent to Wayfair and Mr. Baldoni on August 2nd, Ms. Nathan suggested media talking points, including that Ms. Lively used an imbalance of power to take creative control of the film. But Mr. Baldoni wanted more. In a quote, "Not in love with the document they sent," he responded in a text exchange that included Ms. Abel and Mr. Heath. "Not sure I'm feeling the protection I felt on the call." Ms. Abel relayed his frustrations to Ms. Nathan. "I think you guys need to be tough and show the strength of what you guys can do in these scenarios. He wants to feel like she can be buried." Of course, but when we send over documents, we can't send over the work we will or could do because that could get us in a lot of trouble, Ms. Nathan responded, adding, "We can't write, we will destroy her." Moments later, she said, "Imagine if a document saying all the things that he wants ends up in the wrong hands." Like right here. She wrote, "We can bury anyone." These publicists, they can make the world move or they can make your world stop. I know people think that's just a thing. No. They got power. 3 days later, Mr. Baldoni texts Miss Abel, flagging a social media thread that accused another celebrity of bullying behavior and had generated 19 million views. "This is what we would need," he wrote. Ew. Ms. Nathan soon floated proposals to hire contractors to dominate social media through full social account takedowns by starting threads of theories and generally working to change narrative. All of this will be most importantly untraceable until we have the text message. In one of the text messages, it says from Jennifer Abel, "I think we need to put the social combat plan into motion." Melissa Nathan responded, "So do I." What this is a movie in itself. Can someone write the script for this? What? Lord. Someone says, "How do we know that the text messages are real?" Well, this was what's the word? I can't even think of the word. Blake took legal action in order to retain these text messages. So they do what they're supposed to do in regards to the forensics of gathering this information. So within days, the group was working with Mr. Wallace, whose company, offers services ranging from public relations to more opaque crisis management. He is somewhat enigmatic figure with very little digital trail, but court records show that his clients have included Paramount Pictures and the YouTube personality Aiden Ross. In a since deleted LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn be getting everybody, y'all. Mr. Wallace described himself as a, quote, hired pow, but they use the actual word, with a proprietary formula for defining artists and trends. The August 6th premiere brought the first wave of press coverage questioning what had happened during filming. A Hollywood Reporter story speculated about a rift between Miss Lively and Mr. Baldoni after TikTokers noticed that the two stars didn't pose for photographs together and that Miss Lively and other cast members didn't follow Mr. Baldoni on Instagram. So, in a message from Justin Baldoni, he says, the unfollow situation is what everyone is pointing at. Seemingly, that something is much bigger under the surface, as why would they all unfollow? Oof. The TAG PR executive responded, "We flagged to Jed and his team as well." Oof. Ms. Nathan had already been speaking to other journalists, according to text messages. When Miss Abel wrote to her August 4th, I'm having reckless thoughts of wanting to plant pieces this week of how horrible Blake is to work with, just to get ahead of it. Miss Nathan replied that she had spoken off the record to an editor at the Daily Mail. What in the Housewives? She's ready when we are, Mr. Nathan wrote. A flurry of articles followed the Hollywood Reporter piece. Many made it seem as if the only rift was over creative control. Some journalists have gotten wind of complaints about Mr. Baldoni's behavior, but none of the most serious ones were published. He doesn't realize how lucky he is right now, Miss Nathan texts Miss Abel. In other exchanges, Miss Nathan claimed that she had kept allegations against him out of stories, writing in one message that major news outlets were standing down on HR complaint. Jennifer wrote in a text message, "So are we in the clear now? Did we survive?" Melissa responds, "We survived. All press is so overwhelming. We've confused people so much, mismessaging. It's actually really funny if you think about it." Here's the bad thing about this. I know maybe in their world, they probably think, oh, this is all innocent. This is what we do. This is what we do in regards to, publicity. However, they don't realize social media bullying, social media reaction for everyone is a little different. And for some people, makes them have terrible thoughts and depressed and things like that. So it's not so, we're just doing what people do. We're just damage control. I don't think they realize the real life ramifications of social media and the bullying that can happen in the comment section or on these TikTok videos or, social media videos. Meanwhile, an online backlash against Miss Lively was underway. It's impossible to know how much of the negative publicity was seeded by Miss Nathan, Mr. Wallace, and their team and how much they noticed and amplified. On August 10th, Kjersti Fla, a Norwegian entertainment reporter, uploaded to YouTube a 2016 interview in which Miss Lively snapped back when Miss Fla commented on her baby bump and remained testy for the rest of the conversation. Miss Fla titled it "The Blake Lively Interview That Made Me Want to Quit My Job," and told the Daily Mail that it's time that people behaving badly in Hollywood or anywhere else for that matter get called out for it. After publication of this article, Ms. Fla on Sunday contacted The Times and said that she had not participated in any orchestrated effort to harm Ms. Lively's reputation. There will be, when you orchestrate a smear campaign, there will be other people that will be like, well, I had an experience with this particular person, and then they will just do that of their own free will. We have to keep that in mind, okay? We've seen it. That's why I've always reported to you guys on the whole Diddy of it all. There will be a lot of people that would kind of just jump on the bandwagon. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's part of that orchestrated effort, like the Tony Busby of it all. In an email, she said that she had resurfaced a 2016 interview independently this past August. It was neither coordinated nor influenced by anyone associated with the alleged campaign. It wasn't the first time that she had posted a video aligned with a client of Miss Nathan. In 2022, in the midst of Mr. Depp's legal battle with Miss Heard, Miss Fla posted clips of her interviews with the actor tagged Justice for Johnny Depp. She could also just be trying to, for lack of a better word or term, clout chase off of the visibility, especially the Johnny Depp of it all. Remember, a lot of you guys are hitting me up saying, Kempire, why are you not covering the Johnny Depp of it all? You should cover Johnny Depp. Some of you were giving me career advice. Like, it would change your career if you covered the Johnny Depp. I said, I got to cover what feels right to me, and that Johnny Depp stuff didn't feel right to me. Okay? We covered some of it, but we didn't cover it daily. And I know a lot of you came to our channel looking for a break from some of the Johnny Depp coverage of it all. And I'm kind of glad. I don't feel like I missed much. But we did cover some of it. We just didn't cover it on a daily basis. But shout out to those of you that did. Okay? Anyway, so during the film rollout, Miss Lively was also accused of being insensitive about DV. The official promotion plan instructed the cast to focus more on the uplifting aspects of the movie than on abuse and to embrace a floral theme. Her character has a flower shop. In several appearances, she never made reference to the DV at all, and she faced criticism when her Betty Boo's beverage company was promoting the film, given the role alcohol can play in abusive relationships. Seeing the blowback the text messages show, Mr. Baldoni and his PR team decided instead to highlight survivors of DV in his interviews and social media. More criticism came when Miss Lively said in an interview that Mr. Reynolds, who had no role in the film, had helped her rewrite a scene, prompting snarky comments about the actress leaning in on her husband and speculation that he had violated the writer's strike. It's unclear exactly how Mr. Wallace operated. There are references in emails to social manipulation and proactive fan posting, and text messages cite efforts to boost and amplify online content that was favorable to Mr. Baldoni or critical of Miss Lively. We are crushing it on Reddit, Mr. Wallace told Miss Nathan, according to a text she sent Miss Abel on August 9th. The next day, one of Miss Nathan's employees text, "We started to see shift on social, due largely to Jed and his team's efforts to shift the narrative." It's actually kind of scary when you think about that people are doing this. Like, as we're speaking and talking about this, people are doing this. Miss Nathan wrote to Miss Abel, "And socials are really, really ramping up. In his favor, she must be furious. It's actually sad because it just shows you people really want to hate on women." This is coming from another woman. Wow. Okay. When a TikTok sleuth, I love that word, started asking questions about Mr. Baldoni, Miss Abel texted that this girl is on a very dangerous crusade. "We flagged to Jed and his team for more serious action on the social side," meaning probably trying to get her banned on TikTok. And now TikTok's getting banned. Okay. All right. Throughout the text exchanges, Mr. Baldoni encourages the PR team, sometimes flagging social media posts for them to use. On August 15th, he proposes, quote, flipping the narrative on a positive story about Miss Lively and her husband by using their own words against them. Other times, he appears to vacillate, seeking assurances about the tactics being deployed. When he notices a tabloid article critical of Miss Lively, he sends a worried text. How can we say somehow that we are not doing any of this? It looks like we are trying to take her down. On another occasion, he wondered whether they were deploying fake bot accounts on social media. "I can fully confirm we do not have bots," Ms. Nathan wrote, adding that any digital team would be too intelligent to utilize something so obvious. Mr. Wallace operation, she wrote, is doing something very specific in terms of what they do. I know Jamie and Jed connected on this. I mean, look, in this day and age, a lot of people know when they see a bot. So you can know that the amateurs are not, the amateurs are using bots. It's the big people that are not. Mr. Baldoni, Mr. Nathan, and others on the team claimed in their text exchanges that Miss Lively was using her own public relations team to create bad press about Mr. Baldoni, but cited no evidence to support those claims. By mid-August, the team was reveling in the damage to Miss Lively's image. So in the text exchange, Jennifer Abel says, "The narrative online is so freaking good. And fans are still sticking up for Justin and literally have no pickup of those two articles, which is actually shocking to me. But I see this as a total success, as does Justin. You did such amazing work." Melissa, Nathan responds, "Narrative is crazy. Good. So did you. The majority of socials are so pro Justin, and I don't even agree. I don't even agree with half of them. According to the New York Times, this is what I can appreciate about the New York Times. They said messages have been edited for length. Okay, just for those one clarification. On August 16th, Ms. Nathan shared that the Daily Mail article headline, "Is Blake Lively set to be canceled?" with references to hard-to-watch videos and a tone-deaf promotional Q&A. "Wow, you really outdid yourself with this piece," Ms. Abel responded. "That's why you hired me, right?" Ms. Nathan replied. "I'm the best." Oh my gosh. "I'm the best." Ooh, this is cringy. Okay. All right. So a brand marketing consultant, Tara Keat, produced a report on August for Miss Lively that concluded that she had likely been the object of a targeted multi-channel online attack, similar to the one against Miss Heard, Amber Heard, Johnny Depp's ex. And it was damaging her reputation. The report did not identify who was behind the attack, but by analyzing the entirety of Google's search engine for Ms. Lively's name, it found that 35% of the results also included a reference to Mr. Baldoni. This was highly unusual given the length of her career, the company said, and suggested that the media environment was being manipulated. A separate report by Ms. Lively's hair care company, Blake Brown, concluded that the social media onslaught also had a negative effect on that business. Her product line, which had launched in August with record-breaking sales, estimates that it lost as much as 78% in sales. With the recent arrival of It Ends With Us on Netflix, Mr. Baldoni has begun another round of promotion and messaging. In an interview on Access Hollywood, he said, "There is never an excuse to hurt a woman physically or emotionally." He added, "We men have to step up and figure out how we can be better allies." Oh, MG. So we have a couple of updates in regards to this story. First, before we get into one of the PR companies suing, TMZ reports that one of Blake Lively's cast members are coming out in her support. All right. So in the It Ends With Us cast is now publicly choosing sides in the Blake Lively sexual harassment battle with Justin Baldoni, the film's director. Brandon Seklinar, who plays Atlas Corrigan in the film, encouraged fans to dig into the full complaint Blake filed against Baldoni, telling his Instagram followers, "For the love of God, read this." He made it clear he's got Blake's back by tagging her in the Instagram story and added a red heart emoji. It's unclear if Brandon, who also stars in Yellowstone prequel 1923, was aware of Blake's issues with Baldoni while they were shooting the film. Okay. So there's more. There's more. Guys, you're just joining us. This is our special Tuesday takeover here on Christmas Eve. I hope you all are having a fantastic holiday, maybe taking a break, or maybe you're watching this on Christmas Day or at night. Maybe you've been cooking all day, or maybe you've been family all day and you need a break. Well, we appreciate you being here. Be sure to let us know, Replay Crew, your reaction to some of the stories that we've been covering in today's live. Shout out to our King's Guards for holding us down in the live chat. Thank you to all of you that gifted memberships today, and thank you to everyone that has already liked the video. We appreciate that as well. But we have 1,200 of you here, so be sure to like the video as well. And shout out to those of you watching on Twitch, Twitter, here on TikTok as well. All right. So Justin Baldoni's ex-publicist sues his crisis PR team. So TMZ says Justin Baldoni's ex-publicist wants it known she was not a part of the alleged plot to smear Blake Lively. And in fact, she's now suing the women Blake accused, claiming they tried to destroy her reputation too. Are we surprised? So here's the deal. Stephanie Jones is a big deal celeb publicist who reps folks like Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, Venus Williams, and Baldoni, up until this year anyway. In the lawsuit she just filed, Jones says that her ex-employee Jennifer Abel, who I cited multiple times, was assigned to handle Baldoni's publicity, and it was Abel's decision to hire Melissa Nathan, a crisis PR specialist, when the It Ends With Us feud was starting to erupt. So TMZ says they first reported that Jennifer and Melissa are the two publicists Blake is accusing of launching the smear campaign. Now in the new docs obtained by TMZ, Stephanie says that Jennifer and Melissa's real goal was to, quote, tearing down Jones's reputation, their employee, to take her clients and enrich themselves upon Abel's planned departure from Jones's PR firm. This is messy, but who's writing the script? look, I want to see this on film, don't you? Okay, fine. It's just me. Fine. Her lawsuit included alleged more text messages, y'all. Alleged text messages between the women, one of which shows Melissa telling Jennifer, I know, and once you're gone, we will be on accounts together and make really good money and be happy. There are others discussing Jennifer leaving Jones's firm and stealing Baldoni as a client. In the suit, Stephanie stresses her ex-employee, Jennifer, didn't even like Baldoni. One alleged text message she sent said, I can't stand him. He's so pompous. You're not that important and nobody gives a ish how hard your life is. I mean, look, there are a lot of people's employees, publicists, managers that talk all kinds of trash about them, hoping that people would never see it. Okay? Jennifer also allegedly texted that Baldoni needed to be taken down a notch. In projecting It Ends With Us might bomb at the box office, she wrote, he needs to be humbled. When the movie flops, he's going to try to blame every person around him for it. But Stephanie claims that Jennifer and Melissa also had their knives out for her. In the suit, she says that they worked media contacts to plant negative stories about her. I mean, I didn't see that, but again, I wasn't looking for stories about Stephanie Jones, okay? Specifically, she cites one article headline, Who's Afraid of Stephanie Jones? Hold on, let me see if I can get this article. Who wrote this article? It was in the Business Insider? Who's Afraid of Stephanie Jones? Oh, it really is a real article, y'all. Okay. Let me go back. So there are other texts where Jennifer is clearly excited about the plan to screw her boss. For instance, she allegedly texts Melissa, we are going to war. I feel so alive. Am I surprised at this? If you're willing to do this for your clients, why wouldn't you do it to someone else? For me, this just tells you a lot about people and what they're willing to do. Pay attention to people's behavior. Just because they're doing it to someone else does not mean that they won't do it to you. The time's are ticking when they're going to do it to you. There are other texts where Jennifer is clearly excited, as I mentioned before, in regards to the downfall of her boss. They said, we're going to war. I feel so alive. Ha, 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 ha. And Melissa replied telling Jennifer she was leaving Stephanie's company with a bang. According to the suit, Stephanie discovered Jennifer's plot in August because she allegedly downloaded confidential company documents and fired her. It appears Stephanie found all these text messages through a sweep of Jennifer's devices after she got canned. Are you talking about your boss on company phones? Are you talking about your boss on company phones? Dummy. Look, I know plenty of people that have done that before, but you don't realize that they can, and none of your text messages, even if you delete them, are really gone. Stephanie is suing Justin. Oh, I didn't realize that part. Stephanie is suing Justin, Jennifer, Melissa, and Justin's company, Wayfair Studios, for defamation, breach of contract, and more. She wants the court to award unspecified damages she believes her company has suffered. Her lawyer, Kristen Thaler, tells TMZ, for months, this group has gaslit, disparaged Stephanie Jones and her company for financial gain, to settle personal scores, and most recently to distract from their disgraceful smearing of Blake Lively. She adds Stephanie is suing simply to recover the reputation she has worked decades to establish. It also makes me wonder, though, Stephanie, how many other people that you may have done what your employees did for you on behalf of your company. I'm just saying, like, I don't think you're completely innocent either. I think you just fell to what you created in the monsters that were working for you. I don't think you are innocent. I don't think that you're innocent. Okay, but I'm not done. I got a couple more things that I want to talk about, and then I'm going. In regards to the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni situation, you guys have been asking me to talk about it, so here I am giving you the full update, okay? Okay. So we talked about Stephanie suing, okay? Not her former employees, but also Justin Baldoni. He's being sued for this as well. All right? Where's the other thing that I want to talk about? Oh, Justin Baldoni, as you know, he was recently awarded like this, thank you for saving and loving women and not being a toxic man. Apparently not really. So, Vital Voices Global Partnership issued this announcement today that they were taking back their award to Justin Baldoni. The Voices of Solidarity Award honors remarkable men who have shown courage and compassion in advocating on behalf of women and girls. On December 9th of 2024, it's now December 24th, y'all. Just want to point that out. Okay. On December 9th of 2024 of this year, we recognized Justin Baldoni with this award. On Saturday, December 21st, we learned through news reports about a lawsuit brought by Blake Lively against Mr. Baldoni, his publicist, and others that is disturbing and alleges abhorrent conduct. The communications among Mr. Baldoni and his publicist included in the lawsuit and the PR effort they indicate are alone contrary to the values of Vital Voices and the spirit of the award. We have notified Mr. Baldoni that we have rescinded this award. So some people are saying, well, why would they do that? Why is he automatically guilty? Well, if you read the text messages, if you read what's in the lawsuit, I know some people have not, but we went through a good synopsis of what's in the lawsuit, okay? And I think it's enough for them to be like, you know what? We're going to pull this from you. Because even if a smidgen of what's in this lawsuit is true, that is questionable. And now I'm also questioning, was this very strategic of him to have the podcast, to be sort of like this I am for women persona? Because if you really believed in what you talked about on your podcast, if you really believed some of the things that you were advocating for, there is no way in hell that you would have a toxic work environment, allegedly. Clearly there was something, because even before this lawsuit and the smear campaign, there were complaints that were documented by Blake Lively. So now I'm sort of thinking, was this strategic in regards to what he was doing with the podcast and things like that? Maybe. But as you know, as the law is supposed to be, you're innocent until proven guilty. But we know the court of public opinion, you're guilty until proven innocent. All right, fine. All right, I've been talking for 2 hours. 2 hours. I hope you appreciated it, all right? I will try and work on the timestamps to make it a lot easier for you folks, okay? I will try and work on that. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, happy Eid, happy Hanukkah, all the things. I hope that this video finds you well, happy and healthy and all the good stuff. I'm going to rest my voice. I'm out of it. Look, I'm out. I talked a lot. We talked about a lot. All right. But as always, I want to hear your opinions, guys. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know. Rahina, thank you so much. Rahina, you're always giving us so much here on the channel, but we appreciate, look, shimmy. Look, we're going to shimmy. Oh, wait, I shouldn't be shimmying after we just talked about sexual harassment. But I'm in my own office. I'm my own boss. Who am I harassing? Rahina, thank you so much for the super chat. Rahina says, Kempire, I'm late. You're not late. She says, happy holidays, friend. I'm watching through the bushes every day and I'm replay crew. It doesn't feel like you're watching through the bushes, but I guess maybe all the stuff. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support of the channel. I hope to see you at the New York City show on Friday, February 21st. No, I'm not putting pressure on you because I get it. Work. Fine. Tasman, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate the support. Guys, don't forget you can support the channel just by liking the video. We're almost at 800 likes. Like the video if you haven't already. Like the video. All right? All right. Again, thank you to our King's Guards. Thank you to our members that gifted memberships. Shout out to those of you that are now members. All right. Congratulations to you. Thank you, Carl, for gifting memberships. All right. Oh, wait. Was it Carl? Hold on. Let me go back here. That wasn't Carl. Carl was gifted a membership. Hold on. Let me go here. So I can see who gifted memberships because I can't see it on the platform here. Hold on. Let me refresh. And say thank you to Joe Mendoza. Thank you, Joe. We appreciate your support as well. Happy holidays to you and yours. Joe is coming to our Washington, D.C. show on Friday, January 24th. Excuse me. All the ticket information for our Washington, D.C. show, our New York City show. There's also a live stream for the New York City show. There's a separate link for those tickets available in the description. And if you want to know and have an understanding of what these live shows are about, a lot of the stuff that I can't say here, we say there, okay? People share tea. I share tea that I haven't shared anywhere else. But we also talk about the things that are most prevalent during that week. So every single show is very different. It's also an opportunity for you guys to meet me, for you to meet each other, okay? Again, thank you to our members that gifted memberships. Thank you. Shout out to our new members. I hope you will stick around. And also thank you to everyone that sent in a super chat, a Venmo, a Cash App, all the stuff. Replay crew, as support of the channel, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like the video. And don't forget, you can hear an audio version of our live recaps and special episodes on the Kempire podcast. Subscribe today and give us a 5-star rating. May that be the gift to me. That's very free. 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Happy holidays, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Christmas Eve, and Merry Christmas in advance. All right? I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget Sunday, Taria and the Brooke Ashley will be here on the channel for the ultimate Real Housewives recap. So stay tuned for that on Sunday afternoon at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. PST. I will see you guys then. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all.
Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio podcast. As always, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for everything Kempire Radio, head on over to KempireRadio.com.